Welcome back to Travel Troop Channel. Today, we're diving into a critical survival topic: what to do if you find yourself lost in a dry, arid desert. Now, the desert can be a beautiful and unforgiving place. It tests you, pushes you to your limits, but with the right knowledge, you can overcome its challenges. Whether you're an avid traveler or just someone who enjoys the great outdoors, this information could save your life. Let's get started. First things first, we need to respect the desert. This vast, seemingly endless expanse of sand and rock is one of the most unforgiving environments on Earth. It's a place where the rules of survival are stark and uncompromising. The desert is not just a barren wasteland. It's a living, breathing ecosystem that demands our utmost respect and understanding. It's not out to get you, but it demands respect. The desert has its own rhythm and rules. It's a place where life has adapted in the most extraordinary ways, and where every living thing, from the smallest insect to the largest mammal, has found a way to survive against the odds. Understanding this is the first step in respecting the desert. The desert throws extreme temperatures at you, scorching sun during the day, and often a bone-chilling cold at night. These temperature swings can be brutal and unforgiving. During the day, the sun can be relentless, beating down with an intensity that can quickly lead to dehydration and heat stroke. At night, the temperature can plummet, leaving you shivering and struggling to stay warm. This duality is a hallmark of desert life. Water sources, they can be as rare as a penguin in a rainforest. Finding water in the desert is a constant challenge. Rivers and streams are often dry, and even when you do find water, it may not be safe to drink. This scarcity of water is one of the most critical aspects of desert survival. Knowing how to find and conserve water can mean the difference between life and death. And the terrain, well, it can play tricks on your mind, making you feel lost and disoriented. The vast open spaces can be disorienting, and the heat can create mirages that make you see things that aren't there. This can lead to confusion and panic, which are dangerous in such an unforgiving environment. Staying calm and focused is essential. Now, understanding this harsh reality isn't about scaring you, it's about preparing you. Preparation is key to surviving in the desert. This means having the right gear, knowing how to use it, and being mentally and physically ready for the challenges you'll face. It's about respecting the desert's power and being ready to meet it head-on. Mentally, you need to be ready. The desert can be a place of profound beauty and peace, but it can also be a place of intense challenge and hardship. Being mentally prepared means being ready to face these challenges with a clear mind and a strong spirit. It means being ready to push through the tough times and find strength in the face of adversity. This isn't a walk in the park. This is about survival. Every step you take in the desert needs to be taken with care and consideration. This is not a place where you can afford to be careless or complacent. Every decision you make can have serious consequences, so it's important to stay focused and stay safe. Remember, the desert doesn't care if you're prepared or not. It's an indifferent force of nature, and it will not show mercy if you're not ready. This is why preparation and respect are so important. The desert will test you, but if you're ready, you can meet that test and come out stronger on the other side. It's up to you to be ready. Equip yourself with knowledge, gear, and the right mindset. Respect the desert, and it will respect you in return. This is the essence of desert survival: understanding the environment, preparing for its challenges, and facing it with respect and determination. You're exploring a canyon, a dust cloud swirls, and suddenly, you realize you're turned around. Panic sets in. Listen, panic is a survival killer. It makes you make rash decisions, wastes precious energy. The moment you realize you're lost, the most crucial thing is to stop. Find some shade, a rock overhang, anything to get out of the sun. Catch your breath. Now take stock. What have you got? Water, food, tools? Every single item is now crucial. Your priority is clear. Conserve energy, conserve resources. The desert is a marathon, not a sprint. Out here, water is gold, more valuable than diamonds. Dehydration is a silent killer in the desert. You'll be lucky to find a flowing stream or a hidden oasis. More often than not, you'll need to get resourceful. Look for signs of life. Animal tracks, bird droppings, even insects can be indicators of water. Follow them. Remember, even dry riverbeds can hold moisture beneath the surface. Dig down, and you might just strike liquid gold. And if you find water, ration it. Small sips throughout the day will keep you going longer than gulping it down in one go. We're talking extreme situations here, when dehydration is setting in, and you're facing the very real possibility of dying of thirst. The sun is relentless, beating down on you with no mercy, and every step feels like a monumental effort. Your mouth is parched, your skin is burning, and your energy is rapidly depleting. In such dire circumstances, your mind starts racing, searching for any possible way to survive. Now, I've been there, and it's not something I ever want to repeat. The desert is an unforgiving place, and it tests the limits of human endurance. The heat is oppressive, and the lack of water can drive you to the brink of despair. But in those moments of desperation, you have to dig deep and find the will to keep going. But sometimes, you have to do what you have to do. Survival isn't always about making the best choices. Sometimes, it's about making the only choice you have left. When you're out of options, you have to rely on your instincts and do whatever it takes to stay alive. Drinking your own urine might sound crazy, but in a life-or-death situation, it can provide a vital source of hydration. It's not something anyone wants to do, but when you're faced with the alternative of severe dehydration or even death, it becomes a viable option. Urine is mostly water, and while it does contain waste products, it can still help to keep you hydrated in the short term. It's mostly water, and it can give your body that much needed boost. The key is to collect it as fresh as possible and to avoid any that appears dark or cloudy, as this can indicate a higher concentration of waste products. Fresh urine is relatively sterile and can be a temporary solution to stave off dehydration. Now, I'm not saying it's ideal. Far from it. Drinking urine is a last resort, something you do when all other options are exhausted. It's not a long-term solution, and it's certainly not something you should rely on if you have any other means of obtaining water. It's a last resort, something you do when all other options are exhausted. In the harsh environment of the desert, every decision you make can mean the difference between life and death. You have to weigh your options carefully and be prepared to take drastic measures if necessary. If you must, collect fresh urine, avoid any that's dark or cloudy, and make sure to drink it as soon as possible to minimize the risk of bacterial growth. It's not pleasant, but it can be a crucial step in your survival strategy. And if you have any kidney problems, this is a no-go. Drinking urine can put additional strain on your kidneys, and if they're already compromised, it could do more harm than good. Always consider your health and physical condition before resorting to such measures. Remember, this is a survival tactic, not a long-term solution. It's a measure of last resort to be used only when you have no other options. The goal is to keep yourself alive long enough to find a more sustainable source of water. Stay strong, stay focused, and never give up hope. You've taken care of your immediate needs. Now it's time to focus on getting rescued. The name of the game is visibility. We need to make ourselves stand out in this vast landscape. A signal mirror is your best friend. The sun's rays are powerful, and a well-aimed flash can be seen for miles. Don't have a mirror? Get creative. A shiny piece of metal, a CD, even a water bottle can reflect light. And don't underestimate the power of ground-to-air signals. Use rocks, branches, anything you can find to create large SOS signs. Make them big, make them bold, make them impossible to miss. If rescue isn't an option and you need to find your own way out, remember your basic navigation. The desert can be an unforgiving place, but with the right knowledge and a calm mind, you can find your way to safety. Start by taking a deep breath and assessing your situation. Panic is your enemy, clarity is your friend. Look around and take note of your surroundings. The vastness of the desert can be disorienting, but it also holds clues that can guide you. The sun is your compass. It rises in the east, sets in the west. This simple fact can help you orient yourself. If you know the general direction you need to go, use the sun to guide you. In the morning, face the sun to find east. In the evening, follow the setting sun to the west. But remember, the sun can be harsh and draining, so plan your movements wisely. Travel during the cooler parts of the day, early morning or late afternoon, to conserve your energy and avoid the scorching heat. If you have a compass or a smartphone with GPS, use them wisely. A compass can give you a precise direction, while a GPS can provide your exact location. However, technology has its limits. A compass doesn't need batteries, but a GPS does. Make sure to check your device's battery life and use it sparingly. Turn it on only when necessary to save power. If you have a map, use it in conjunction with your compass or GPS to plot a course. Battery life is precious, so conserve it. Turn off unnecessary apps and features on your smartphone to extend its battery life. Use airplane mode to save power when you're not using GPS. If you have a portable charger, use it wisely. Every bit of power can be crucial in a survival situation. Remember, your smartphone is not just a navigation tool. It can also be a lifeline for communication if you find a signal. Try to recall any landmarks, any distinctive features that can help you retrace your steps. Rock formations, unique plants, or even the shape of the dunes can serve as reference points. Mark your path as you go, using stones or sticks to create small cairns. This can help you find your way back if needed. Pay attention to the terrain and look for signs of life, such as animal tracks or vegetation, which can indicate the presence of water. And when night falls, the stars become your guide. The desert night sky is often clear and filled with stars, providing a natural map. Learn to recognize constellations and use them to navigate. The North Star, or Polaris, is a reliable point of reference in the Northern Hemisphere. It remains almost stationary in the sky, making it an excellent guide for finding north. The North Star Polaris has guided lost souls for centuries. To find it, locate the Big Dipper constellation. The two stars at the end of the Big Dipper's bowl point directly to Polaris. Once you find the North Star, you can determine the other cardinal directions. This knowledge can be invaluable when navigating the desert at night. Learn how to find it, and it can lead you to safety. Practice using a star map before you find yourself in a survival situation. Familiarize yourself with the night sky and the positions of key stars and constellations. This skill can be a lifesaver when other navigation tools are unavailable or unreliable. But always remember, the desert is a master of deception. Mirages can create false images of water or distant landscapes, leading you astray. Trust your knowledge and the tools you have, rather than what your eyes might see. Stay focused on your navigation and avoid chasing illusions. Don't trust your instincts blindly. Trust your knowledge. Trust your skills. The desert demands respect and careful planning. Stay hydrated, rest when needed, and keep a steady pace. With the right approach, you can find your way out and survive the challenges of the desert. The desert is a powerful force, but the human spirit is even stronger. Surviving in the desert requires preparation, calmness, and resourcefulness. By understanding your environment and knowing the right steps to take, you can increase your chances of survival significantly. Remember, the best strategy is always prevention, so prepare well before embarking on any desert adventure. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more survival tips. Stay safe out there.